The battlefield was burning. Artillery turned the sky into shattered constellations. Dropships screamed overhead. Railfire tore trenches through alien armor. The war between Earth and the Zarath Dominion had reached saturation. No retreats. No prisoners. Commander Yurine of the Zarketh Blood Guard lay in the mud. Her lower body was gone. The blast had been clean, efficient, professional. She tried to rise. Nothing answered. Her dark blue blood soaked into the cracked earth. Her armored crest was shattered. Her command sigil flickered weakly on her shoulder. Zarketh soldiers ran past her. None stopped. Weakness was abandonment under Dominion law. "Help me," she whispered. The word tasted like poison. No one turned. Another explosion detonated close enough to rattle bone. Dirt rained down across her face. Her breathing slowed. This was correct. This was war. Then footsteps approached. Not heavy Dominion stride. Measured, human. She forced her eyes open. A human soldier stood over her. Black earth defense armor. Scratched, burned, functional. Rifle secured, left arm bleeding through a cracked plate. He looked down at her. She waited for the shot. He didn't raise the rifle. Instead, he knelt. "You're still alive," he said calmly. Confusion broke through her pain. "Why?" she rasped. He scanned the battlefield. Tactical. Evaluating threat arcs. "You're bleeding out." "That is obvious," she whispered. He removed a compact medical kit. She froze. "You are helping me." He pressed a clot patch over the wound. The device hissed and sealed. Pain reduced from unbearable to survivable. "I don't leave people behind," he said simply. The sentence meant nothing in her language. "I am your enemy." He met her eyes. "Right now you're wounded." He slid her arm over his shoulder. "I'm Lance Corporal, Earth Defense." She stared at him. "You will die carrying me." He lifted her anyway. "Then we'll die moving." Behind them, the front collapsed into flame. Ahead of them, no safety, only uncertainty. And for the first time in her life, Commander Yurine felt something unfamiliar tightening in her chest. Not fear, something worse. Hope, as human artillery shifted patterns behind them. Yurine realized with chilling clarity, he hadn't saved her out of mercy. He'd made a decision. Lance moved like a soldier who understood terrain. He didn't run blindly. He calculated, avoided open sightlines, used crater walls for cover, timed movement between artillery waves. Yurine felt his heartbeat through damaged armor. "Steady, too steady. You are injured," she said. "So are you." "That is not the same." He didn't answer. A Zarath patrol drone swept overhead. Lance dropped behind a collapsed transport hull and covered her with his own body. The drone scanned, paused, moved on. "You shielded me," she said. "Yeah. Why?" He adjusted her weight and stood again. "Because that's what you do." That phrase again. As if it were law. Ahead, he located a partially destroyed Zarath scout post. Structural integrity at 40%. Still defensible. He entered, cleared it room by room. Only then did he set her down. He radioed his unit. Corporal Lance Rain alive, deep in hostile sector. "Extraction point 12, command responded." "Reachable?" He looked at her. "Negative." "I'm carrying someone." "Civilian?" Long pause. "Zarath, Commander." Silence, then static. He lowered the radio. "They will not approve," she said. "I didn't ask." She studied him carefully now. "You defy your command for me. I follow my rule." "What rule?" He finally looked at her. "I don't leave people behind." The words settled between them like something immovable. Outside, footsteps. 3 Zarath elite scouts, searching, scanning. Her body tensed. "If they find me unfit," she whispered, "they will execute me." Lance's eyes hardened. "Then they don't find you." Metal groaned as the scouts entered. Weapons raised. Human. Lance stepped forward deliberately, blocking scan paths. "You lost?" A scout grabbed him by the throat and slammed him into a wall. Before Lance could respond, Yurine dragged herself into view. "I am here," she said. The lead scout stared. "You are no longer combat viable." "I remain commander." Silence. Judgment. Then, "Unfit, not our mission." They left. Just like that. Lance exhaled slowly. "You didn't have to expose yourself," he said. "You exposed yourself first." Their eyes met. The war outside continued. Inside, something had shifted. When the raiders arrived an hour later, Yurine understood. Mercy does not go unnoticed in war. The raiders were not Zarath. They were scavengers. They dragged Yurine into the ruins, laughing in distorted dialect. High-value target. Trade her. Lance tracked them through darkness. No shouting. No rage. Just controlled breathing. 3 targets. He fired once. Clean kill. Second shot, mobility removal. Third grabbed her as shield. Drop it. Lance didn't hesitate. Headshot. Silence. He cut her free. You came back, she whispered. I said I would. He gave her stolen rations, water, time. Then he saw it. A distant red flare. Human signal. Extraction. Or trap. No better option. He carried her again. Through canyon stone. Through gas fog. Through exhaustion. At the flare. 3 human soldiers aimed at him. You alone? No. Alien? Yes. Weapons tightened. She's not hostile. She's Zarath. She saved me. Silence. Bring her out. Yurine raised her arms weakly. If you must kill me, she said, do not call him traitor. Even the wind paused. The sergeant lowered her weapon slightly. We take her in. Command decides. As the rescue pod lifted into the sky, Yurine looked down at the burning battlefield. For the first time, she did not see enemies. She saw choices. When the outpost alarms began screaming 3 days later, Yurine realized her old world had not come to reclaim her. It had come to erase her. The alarms didn't scream randomly. They screamed in pattern. Orbital signatures. Zarath stealth frigates, not attacking Earth. Positioning. The outpost screens filled with Dominion glyphs. Commander Yurine recognized the formation instantly. Retrieval squad, not rescue. Correction. Inside the containment wing, Earth Command stood in a semicircle of glass and steel. Yurine was upright now. Prosthetic stabilization rig fused to her spine. Human medtech, efficient, brutal, functional. Across the room, Lance stood silent. The transmission came through. Dominion Prime Executor. Return Commander Yurine for disciplinary termination. She has violated combat purity statute. Earth's diplomatic officer didn't blink. She is under medical protection. She is Dominion property. The room temperature seemed to drop. Yurine closed her eyes. There it was. Ownership. Her entire life reduced to asset classification. Earth Command muted the channel. She's a war criminal on our files, one officer said. She led orbital strikes, another added. Lance didn't speak. Yurine did. Release me. Every head turned. If you refuse, they escalate. Let them, Lance said quietly. Her eyes locked on him. You do not understand Dominion doctrine. They will destroy this outpost to erase dishonor. Earth's tactical AI overlaid probabilities in the air. Dominion strike capability moderate. Civilian loss projection unacceptable. The channel reopened. Earth's response was precise. Commander Yurine has requested asylum. Silence from the Dominion fleet. Then, you shelter contamination? Earth's reply was simple. We shelter individuals. Missile locks pinged across the outpost. Dominion frigates powered weapons. Earth's defense grid powered up instantly. Not reactive. Ready? Yurine stared at the display. They are willing to burn me to restore narrative. Lance stepped beside her. Yeah. A pause. Are you? The first Dominion missile launched. Earth's rail batteries answered before it cleared atmosphere. Clean intercept. Then Earth did something unexpected. It targeted, not the frigates, their engines. Precision strikes. Mobility kills. No annihilation. A message in action. We can destroy you. We are choosing not to. The Dominion transmission returned, colder now. You interfere in internal correction. Earth's reply. You fired first. The frigates powered down. Retreat vector engaged. But before jumping, a final message transmitted privately to Yurine. You are declared void. Her command sigil went dark permanently. Rank erased. Citizenship revoked. She wasn't retrieved. She wasn't executed. She was deleted. As Dominion ships vanished into warp, Earth intelligence detected something worse than retaliation. A classified Dominion fleet mobilization order labeled Human Psychological Containment. Earth studied Dominion culture aggressively now, and Yurine became their unwilling expert. In a secured briefing chamber, holographic schematics rotated between them. Dominion social architecture. Honor-based enforcement. Purity doctrine. Lance sat beside her, not across. Deliberate. Explains psychological containment, the Admiral said. Yurine hesitated. It means you are not to be defeated. Clarify. You are to be redefined. Silence. They cannot allow a narrative where a commander was spared by an enemy. It destabilizes doctrine, so they rewrite it, Lance said. Yes. How? Her gaze hardened. Publicly. Hours later, Dominion broadcast channels lit across known space. Yurine's image. Captured footage from the battlefield. Cut, edited, frame manipulation. In the Dominion version, she begged. She surrendered. She denounced the Blood Guard. A fabrication so precise it felt real. Earth's media teams analyzed it in seconds. Deepfake quality extreme. Psychological warfare intent. Destabilize internal human trust. Within hours, human networks filled with debate. Did she betray her own? Is Earth harboring a manipulator? Was Lance manipulated? Lance watched the broadcast in silence. Yurine stood rigid.
They are not attacking your body, she said.
They're attacking credibility. Earth Command moved fast. They released raw battlefield footage, unedited, full audio. Her words, his words. The moment she warned the scouts. The moment she chose to expose herself. Transparency as weapon. Global response shifted instantly. Support surged. Not because she was innocent, but because Earth showed everything. Dominion doctrine fractured further. Because now their own citizens could compare. Truth versus narrative. The Dominion response was immediate. Fleet mobilization increased. Not small frigates this time. War carriers. As the first Dominion war carrier exited warp near the outer system, Earth Command realized this was no longer about Yurine. This was about whether humanity's way of war was contagious. The war carrier was not subtle. It entered the system like a declaration. 3 kilometers long, shield arrays layered, planet crack capability confirmed. Earth did not panic. It repositioned. Orbital defense platforms shifted into a lattice pattern, not aggressive, structured. Lance stood beside Yurine in command observation. That ship outranks everything, she said quietly. Good, Lance replied. Why good? Means they sense something they care about. Dominion transmission opened. This time not demand. Accusation. Humanity has corrupted a Dominion commander. You disseminate ideological infection. Earth's response was measured. We disseminate medical aid and recorded truth. The carrier-powered primary cannons. Target lock orbital platform Gamma 12. Yurine inhaled sharply. If they fire, escalation is total. Lance watched tactical feeds. They won't. You cannot know that. I can. Explain. Because they need the story more than the kill. 3 seconds stretched. 2, 1. The carrier powered down weapons. Instead, they deployed something smaller. A strike craft. Heading directly toward the outpost. Single occupant. Yurine's secondary officer. Blood Guard elite. Personal execution mandate. Her voice lowered. They will attempt symbolic correction. Lance checked his rifle. Then we correct back. The strike craft breached atmosphere. No fleet engagement. No orbital barrage. This was personal. And as it descended toward the outpost, Yurine understood the truth. The Dominion wasn't trying to win the war. They were trying to prove that mercy was weakness. When the strike craft doors opened and her former, second-in-command stepped out, holding a Dominion execution blade, Yurine realized Earth had not saved her from death. It had positioned her for a choice. The strike craft doors opened without ceremony. No announcement. No threat broadcast. Just precision. Her former second-in-command stepped onto human soil. Commander Velkar of the Zarketh Blood Guard. Execution blade in hand. Ceremonial. Not efficient. Symbolic. Yurine's breathing slowed. He was loyal, she said. Lance adjusted stance beside her. Still is. Velkar's voice carried across the landing platform. Commander Yurine, you are declared doctrinal contamination. By Blood Guard statute, I correct this error. No insults. No rage. Only obedience. Human soldiers formed a perimeter but did not fire. This was not an invasion. It was a duel disguised as doctrine. Yurine stepped forward on her prosthetic brace. You cross systems for this? Yes. You abandoned strategic position for symbolism. Symbolism maintains empire. Lance murmured quietly, "He's good." "Yes," Yurine replied. "He always was." Velkar's eyes flicked to Lance. "You are the human who infected her." "Infected?" Lance asked calmly. "You showed her weakness." Lance shook his head once. "I showed her choice." Velkar activated the blade. A crackling arc of compressed plasma extended 3 feet. He pointed it at Yurine. "Return to doctrine, kneel, accept correction. Restore order." Yurine felt every watching eye. Human command. Dominion sensors. 2 civilizations measuring this moment. She could kneel. End escalation. Restore Dominion narrative. Or... She straightened. "I will not kneel." Velkar moved instantly. "Fast, clean, elite." Lance intercepted. Not reckless. Calculated. He took the first strike on reinforced forearm plating and rotated inside. Velkar's guard. Short-range rifle discharge. Non-lethal round. Vilka staggered. Confusion. Humans weren't supposed to fight like this. Yurine moved. Not to hide. To flank. She struck Velkar's weapon arm with precision she hadn't lost. The blade fell. Velkar stared at her. "You choose them." "No," she said quietly. "I choose myself." Silence. Human soldiers secured Velkar. "Alive." Yurine looked at Lance. He nodded once. No triumph. Only confirmation. As Dominion sensors recorded every frame of Velkar's defeat and restraint, Yurine understood the real damage wasn't his capture. It was the broadcast. The dual footage spread across Dominion space within hours. They tried to censor it. Too late. Citizens saw it. Velkar, undefeated in 13 campaigns, disarmed. Spared. Not executed. Not humiliated. Spared. And Yurine, standing. Choosing. Dominion internal networks destabilized. Honor forums flooded. Questions spread. If contamination is weakness, why does it look like strength? Earth intelligence intercepted Dominion fleet chatter. Not unified. Fragments of disagreement. Command authority strain rising. Yurine watched the data streams with cold clarity. This is worse for them than defeat. Lance leaned against the tactical table. Why? Because defeat strengthens doctrine. Doubt fractures it. A Dominion cruiser broke formation near the outer system, unauthorized, transmitting independent signal. Then another. Small units. Breaking rank. Earth Command recalculated. Probability of Dominion civil conflict. Rising. Then the impossible happened. An encrypted Dominion channel opened directly to Earth Command. High-tier authorization. Not war faction. Not retrieval units. Strategic Council. We request negotiation. Yurine stared at the transmission glyph. "They are afraid," she whispered. "Of us?" Lance asked. "No." She met his eyes. "Of what we represent." The Council's message was blunt. "Your species introduces destabilizing ideological variants. Cease influence operations." Earth's admiral responded evenly. "We broadcast recorded events. Nothing more. You destabilize obedience." Lance spoke before Command muted the line. Maybe obedience was unstable. Silence from the Dominion side. Then, a new signal spiked across every sensor. Not Dominion. Not human. Unknown. Mass signature. Massive. Warp distortion extreme. Arriving fast. As a fleet signature larger than the Dominion war, carrier tore open space at the edge of the system. Earth realized the Dominion hadn't mobilized everything. Something else had been watching. The new fleet did not resemble Dominion architecture. Angular. Black. No heraldry. Energy readings eclipsed anything Earth had scanned before. Dominion ships shifted formation instantly. Defensive. Not dominant. Yurine's expression changed. "That is not Dominion." "Who is it?" Lance asked. She answered slowly. "The Karath Ascendancy. Ancient rival, predatory expansionist. They did not debate doctrine. They erased competitors." A transmission boomed across all frequencies. Untranslated at first, then Earth's AI parsed fragments. Dominion instability detected. Territorial claim contested. The Ascendancy had seen weakness. They had come to harvest it. Dominion fleet pulled back toward Earth's orbit. For protection, the irony wasn't lost on anyone. The Ascendancy's lead dreadnought charged primary weapons. Target lock, Dominion flagship. Not Earth. Lance watched tactical overlays. If they wipe Dominion leadership, what happens? Yurine didn't hesitate. Power vacuum, fragmentation, regional war across 12 sectors. Earth Command ran projections. Galaxy destabilization, extreme. Earth survival probability in prolonged multi-faction war, low. Lance looked at Yurine. Can they fight both? No. Can we? She didn't answer. Because the answer was obvious. Not alone. The Ascendancy fired. A beam like collapsing starlight tore toward the Dominion flagship. And Earth's orbital lattice intercepted. Full burn. Maximum output. Human platforms glowed white-hot, absorbing the strike. Structural failure alarms screamed. But the beam did not pass. Lance exhaled slowly. Guess we're in. Yurine stared at the tactical display. You just defended my empire. Lance shook his head. No. He watched the Ascendancy fleet reposition. We defended stability. Across the system, human and Dominion ships aligned for the first time. Not allies. Not yet, but not enemies either. The Ascendancy fleet adjusted targeting. Now, both species. As the second, far more powerful Ascendancy weapon began charging, Yurine realized humanity had just made the most dangerous choice of all. They had proven they don't just save individuals, they save civilizations. The second Ascendancy weapon dwarfed the first. Energy density spiked beyond Earth's previous intercept threshold. Orbital platforms began auto-calculating sacrifice rotations. Dominion fleet formations tightened. But their shields weren't designed for this scale of firepower. Yurine's voice cut through command chatter. The Ascendancy doctrine is extermination through decapitation. They will remove leadership first. Lance studied the tactical display. Then we move leadership. Earth Command didn't hesitate. Within seconds, Dominion flagship command staff were offered encrypted uplink access to Earth's distributed battle network, not as subordinates, as nodes, shared targeting, shared telemetry, shared predictive modeling. Dominion hesitation lasted 2.4 seconds, then they accepted. For the first time, human and Dominion fleets operated on the same tactical grid. The Ascendancy fired. Earth's orbital lattice didn't absorb the blast alone this time. Dominion cruisers shifted vector mid-burn. Their shields overlapped Earth's platforms in a layered cascade. Energy transfer bled across both systems. Human platforms overloaded. Dominion shields fractured, but the beam diffused. It hit nothing critical. Silence followed. The Ascendancy recalibrated. They had not expected cooperation. Lance watched the enemy formation adapt. They're adjusting for combined response. Yurine nodded. They will escalate to Fleet Core weapon. Earth Command ran projections. Fleet Core discharge. System-level damage. Civilian risk unacceptable. Lance's jaw tightened. What's their blind spot? Yurine answered without hesitation. Superiority. Good. Earth fleet did something reckless. It advanced. Not away. Forward. Straight toward Ascendancy formation. Dominion ships followed half a second later. Not ordered. Chosen. The Ascendancy recalculated firing arcs. Too late. Human strike craft broke formation in chaotic vectors. Not random. Non-linear attack patterns optimized by predictive AI. Dominion heavy cruisers punched concentrated kinetic volleys into Ascendancy shield seams. Earth rail batteries targeted weapon capacitors. Precision over power. The Ascendancy dreadnought staggered. For the first time, its shield integrity dropped below 70%. Yurine whispered. They have never been challenged directly. Lance didn't smile. Everybody bleeds. As the Ascendancy dreadnought began charging its Fleet Core weapon anyway, Earth Command realized this wasn't about winning the battle. It was about surviving the blast radius. Fleet Core weapon charge time, 18 seconds. Impact radius, catastrophic. Evacuation window, impossible. Dominion Command proposed retreat. Earth Command rejected it instantly. If they ran, the blast would still cripple the system. Yurine stared at the tactical model. There is one option. Lance didn't like her tone. Say it. Destabilize the core during charge. That's suicide. Yes. Dominion ships lacked the acceleration to reach the dreadnought in time. Human strike craft could, but they wouldn't survive sustained proximity. Earth pilots volunteered before the order finished drafting. No hesitation. Lance's comm chimed. Strike group request for experienced combat coordinator. He looked at Yurine. You're not cleared for vacuum deployment, she said. I'm not going outside. He tapped the console. He was going in. Remote tactical insertion. Boarding drone cluster. Human specialty. While the combined fleets maintained pressure, a swarm of hardened insertion pods launched from Earth carriers. Micro-burn thrusters. Minimal signature. The Ascendancy focused on capital ships. They did not register the swarm until too late. Pods impacted along the Dreadnought's ventral heat exchangers. Lance's neural link engaged. His vision split across 12 drone feeds. Inside, metal corridors. Automated defense grids. No organic crew visible. Autonomous command vessel, Yurine breathed. Lance directed drones with surgical precision. Disable coolant regulators. Overload thermal sinks. Trigger uneven core stress. Outside, the fleet core weapon hit 90% charge. Ascendancy countermeasures activated. They began self-repair reroutes. Lance adapted. He didn't try to destroy the core. He forced it to choose. Maintain charge. Or prevent meltdown. At 97% charge, core temperature spiked beyond containment tolerance. Ascendancy AI rerouted all power to stabilization. The weapon discharge collapsed. Venting plasma ripped through the Dreadnought's own shield envelope. Its forward batteries went dark. Silence fell across the system. Yurine stared at the readings. They aborted. Lance exhaled slowly. Yeah. Then every Ascendancy vessel began transmitting simultaneously. Not retreat signals, not attack vectors. A single phrase. Repeated. Translated. Adaptive threat classification, emergent apex. As the Ascendancy fleet disengaged without firing another shot, Yurine understood something chilling. They hadn't lost. They had reclassified humanity. The Ascendancy fleet withdrew in perfect order. No desperation. No damage broadcasts. Strategic retreat. Dominion command stood in stunned silence. Yurine watched system projections stabilize. You forced them to update doctrine, she said quietly. Lance removed his neural link. Good. No, she corrected. They do not retreat from prey. They retreat from rivals. Dominion Strategic Council opened direct channel to Earth Command. No arrogance. No demand. Joint Defensive Accord requested. Earth did not answer immediately. They evaluated, not from fear, from leverage. Yurine stood at the observation window. Her empire, fractured but intact. Human fleet damaged but unbroken. For generations, she said softly. The Dominion believed strength meant dominance. Lance stepped beside her. And now? They have seen another model. Earth Command transmitted final response. Defensive cooperation. Conditional on transparency and mutual. Sovereignty recognition. No subjugation. No alliance oath. Just terms. Dominion accepted. Across the wider sector, sensor networks lit up. Other species had been watching. Small powers. Hidden enclaves. They had just seen two major empires survive an ascendancy purge. Together, humanity had entered the galactic balance not as conqueror, but as stabilizer, as variable, as unpredictable force. Yurine looked at Lance. You changed everything. He shook his head. No. He watched repair drones move across orbit. We just didn't leave anyone behind. And across dark interstellar space, the Ascendancy updated long-term projections. Human expansion probability, rising. Influence spread accelerating. Containment viability uncertain. A new classification entered their archives. Humanity, apex cooperative predator, and somewhere far beyond mapped space, something older than the Ascendancy received the update and began paying attention.